Welcome my friends, Seven Gray here. Thank you for joining me for this episode. Today I want to talk about 100-degree heats in Arizona here and my solar AC. How is it doing and what are my thoughts? Is this something that is sustainable and workable for the Arizona desert? Let's roll the intro and get into it. Behind me you can see the interior unit for my split AC. So I have an air handler on the inside and then there's a box on the outside with the fan and the compressor. And anyway, this is really very efficient. I installed it probably about 6 or 7 weeks ago. I have a video on that, I'll link above. But so far my experience has been really good. Right now you can probably see it's set at 75 in here. It's slightly before noon. It's not quite the hottest part of the day, but it is getting pretty warm. A few months ago I installed a weather station on my trailer. This is the interior display for the weather station, which is outside, and it's showing my exterior temperature is 95 degrees. Interior is 78 where this is sitting right now. Now this is pretty far away from the air handler, and the air blower is going the opposite direction towards my sliding glass door. This is near my bed, which is the area that I typically hang out. So this is the temperature that I feel right now, right about the level of where I hang out most of my day. Also has all sorts of other displays like wind speed. It has over here the amount of rainfall, humidity, UV, all this stuff. Pretty cool. You can feed this information to online weather services, which I will probably end up doing in the future. Let me show you outside. Right here on the corner of my trailer I have one of those painter poles, and up at the top is my weather station. You can see the whirligig spinning around, the weather vane, and the water catchment. I think there's a temperature sensor up there too. That's battery powered and feeds all the information to the inside. By the way, I just coated my deck here with waterproofing, getting ready for the upcoming rainfall for the monsoons, which should be starting in about a week. So let's look at how my AC is doing, power consumption, all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty efficient and the system overall is doing well. I've had several days approaching 100 degrees, and so I have an idea of how it's performing, but it's right sort of at the edge of what it can do in my opinion. Let me show you. This unit is called a kilowatt and can tell me my power consumption for my AC unit, which I have plugged in near this yellow plug. And you can see right now that it's pulling about 990 watts, a little less than 1,000 watts. I have 2.3 kilowatts of solar that is possible on the roof. Now it doesn't necessarily ever pull that. Up here you can see my charge controllers, which are displaying amps, and this gives you a good idea of the power consumption. At 20 amps, that's going to be about 1,400 watts of power. So I'm pulling in about 15 or 1,600 watts of power right now, and then my AC unit down here is using about 1,000 of that, which leaves about 500 or 600 for everything else in the trailer. Typically just maintenance stuff, running my Wi-Fi, my internet, my chargers for my computer, things like that. The refrigerator is typically about 170 to 120, 130 watts. That's sort of the maintenance stuff that I'm using at nighttime or throughout the day. So right now I'm probably taking about 1,100 watts of power and bringing in 1,400 to 1,500. So it's enough above it to where I'm staying ahead of the game and the temperatures inside are comfortable. Here this afternoon is supposed to hit 100 degrees. I should still be okay. It might start getting a little bit warmer in here, maybe pushing 80 degrees on the interior temperature, as the AC is probably not quite able to keep up with things inside, and part of that is for a specific reason. Notice up above here, my ceiling is not yet insulated on the interior. I have 2 inches of foam on my ceiling and in my walls, and the sliding glass door back here is double paned, and I think it's glazed with a UV coating, so it's actually pretty good. But I think it'd be a heck of a lot better if I had 2 or 3 inches of insulation in the ceiling. I have purchased the panels, which I've not yet cut to size, and I sort of have them floating above the AC unit and above my bed, and that helps a little bit, but I don't think it's really doing a fantastic job. But overall, long story short, I think that the AC unit is doing pretty well. It's topping out about 1,000 watts on the draw, and I'm bringing in 1500. The real challenge gets to be after sundown, from probably 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening on. If it's much higher than maybe 95, 100 during the day, then the evening temperatures are high enough that I'm eating into the battery storage capacity. Last night I took about 30% of my battery power running into the evening till I turned off the AC at probably 10 o'clock. But to be fair, my power consumption after sundown is under 300 watts, sometimes 150, 200 watts. As the temperatures outside are cooling off, there's no longer sun hitting the trailer. But it has been a real interesting experience to see solar-powered AC working and working really well. This particular unit is so much more efficient and so much better than the small window unit that I had in my step van several years ago. And so that's basically an update on solar out here in the desert with my AC unit. I'm at about 4,700 feet above sea level here. The normal temperature high for the summer is 93 degrees where I'm at right now. Because of El Nino, it's quite a bit hotter this year, so we're looking at temperatures 100 to 105 before the monsoons start hitting on a daily basis in the afternoons and cooling things off. So this is pretty much the hottest that it's going to get this year here, probably. We'll have to wait and see, but that's the prediction from the weather people and from the locals and what I know about the place. It's now about 1:40 in the afternoon. You can see we've just hit 100 degrees. It is 80 degrees inside, and my AC is pulling a little bit over 1,000 watts, and everything is at 100% up here. This is just sort of coasting voltage or amperage on the solar panels. So everything's looking really good. Have plenty of power from the solar to pull everything in. The challenge will be this evening just seeing how it does after sunset and how cool we get at night. Fortunately, temperatures drop rather quickly here in the desert, so night times here will be in the 60s, which is quite pleasant, and I can sleep all night without the AC. If I were in Florida or someplace with a high humidity, the heat would pretty much stick around all night, so it's not too bad here. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Savor the moment. I'll see you in a future episode.